All right, good day, everyone. My name is Mildred. I'll be your instructor for this course and all of web application development courses. With me here is Edmond, who will be your assistant, and Pascalina, who is also the administrative assistant. Edmond is going to be the one you will meet most of the time if you need one-on-one help. We have a 30-minute session for every student weekly who has maybe any issues with assignments or difficulties in understanding the week's content. I'm going to let them introduce themselves before we go forward.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Edmond Kaboe. I'm happy to have you guys joined us today in the School of Programming. I started as a student just like you are today, and I learned so much from the School of Programming. I had no knowledge about programming before I joined the School of Programming, and ever since I have been able to work on real-life projects, and I've gotten a lot of opportunities from this school. So I encourage you to put in a lot of efforts and always stay motivated. It might get a little bit tough. It's not an easy journey, but at the end of the day, you would be proud that you have been able to achieve something. And programming is a very interesting field, I promise you. So if you need a one-on-one, you can always reach out to me on the WhatsApp group, or you can send an email directly to me.
Please, right. How can we reach you on WhatsApp?
Okay, so you check on the admin, you find my name there as Edmond Kaboe. Yeah, or you can reach me through the email. I'm going to highlight the email again on the website if you were not there when I introduced the first time. So I'll send detail on the WhatsApp group so you can get to me directly, either on the email or WhatsApp.
Okay. Right. Please, apart from today, has there been any other meeting?
No, this is the first
session.
Oh, okay. I thought there has been previous meetings.
No, this is the first. Okay, so I'm going to let my colleague introduce herself as well.
Hello, everyone, and you're all welcome. My name is Pascalina Manumi. I also started out as a student, just like how you're doing now. And now I was given an opportunity to work with School of Programming and Software Development. And I'm glad we are excited to have you here with us. You're all welcome.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Edmond and Pascalina. And we'll go into the structure of the school before we discuss the week's content. Now for batch B, we have a batch A that meets every Thursday like us, but earlier than your batch. Every 5 weeks, we have new batches of students. We have 4 batches in a year. The structure is like this. You register, you take the course for 5 weeks and see if this is the right course for you. After 5 weeks, you're required to pay to continue to week 21. But by week 3, we are going to unenroll students. So one of the reasons we don't advise you to pay before week 5 is that once it's the 3rd week, we look through assignments, grades, and attendance, and we unenroll people that we know will not be able to cope with the batch. It's a little tough at some point. If you fall behind for up to 3 weeks, there's no way you'll be able to meet up, no matter how intelligent you are. So we advise you to join other batches or reorganize your time to when you have the time to join. And then people who are remaining till the 5th week will now be asked to pay to continue to week 21 and get the certificate. We also have internship programs, both paid and unpaid internships, and it's competitive. Sometimes we have a lot of opportunities and we make student interns and get employed from there, but sometimes we don't have those positions. Currently we have 6 interns, and I think just 1 person from the 6 is going to stay on as a staff because they exceeded the expectations. The course is 21 weeks. For your batch, every Monday morning, you will get morning for me, so it will be afternoon or night for most of you. you will get a pre-recorded video upload to your page. You're advised to watch these videos as it's a video about the week's content. From weeks 1 to 4, you get lecture notes along with the videos. And on Thursdays, we're going to have live class like this where we discuss the week's content. So if you've watched the pre-recorded videos, you might have questions. It might be easier for you to cope when you come for the live class. You might see areas where it feels a little more difficult, and then you can ask questions when we are here live. But what we'll basically do in life is to elaborate on the videos you got on Mondays. You always watch out for your announcements every Monday also. Look at the information on the announcements. Assignments are serious and they're all due on the due dates. Due dates are hard deadlines. If you do not submit assignments, you will not be able to earn a certificate because the grades are weighted. Assignments takes 40% of the total score. We have quizzes, MCQ quiz for each part of the course that takes 30% of the score. Your final projects takes 20% and your examination takes 10%. Okay? Any questions about the structure before we go into the content?
Please, where are you speaking from?
St. Lucia, Caribbean.
Pardon?
St. Lucia, an island in the Caribbean.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So this class is, I think this class is purposely meant for web development, right?
Yes, for front-end development for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
And JavaScript, okay. So you were saying something that after some weeks, is it after 3 weeks or what? If you are still interested in the class.
3 weeks. After 3 weeks, if your assignments are not submitted, like you miss assignments 1, 2, and 3, you'll be unenrolled from the course. After 5 weeks, if you are still interested, so those that remain after 3 weeks. So we filter students by week 3. We take out students that are not able to cope or are not participating by this week 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So by week 5, if you happen to still be a student, then you would have to pay to continue.
Exactly.
So please, do you mind if we get to know the amount so that we prepare towards it?
Yes, it's $50. All the information is on your page, on the classroom page. No, in the classroom. So if you've gotten into the classroom. No, have you logged into the school site and gone into your Batch B classroom?
No, please.
Okay, so we are going to illustrate that at the end of this lesson, so you see how to get there, and you find all the information. So the fee is discounted to $50 for this year, and because this year targets mostly people in Africa, and we know about the exchange rate, and that is why it is that low for this year. Okay. All right.
Okay, I also a simple question.
Please, what if you are able to go through the 5 weeks, everything was successful, and then you find out the class is helpful, but you are unable to afford the $50? Does that mean you are going to be dropped off?
Yes, you're going to be dropped off once the payment deadline reaches. What we advise people is, once you already know about it, you know how the course is, you evaluated is right for you, you like it, you can prepare for future batches if you can't meet up with payments or anything with a particular batch.
Okay.
You also wanted to ask a small question about submitting the questions or the answers or the work that are given. After 3 weeks, can I be able to submit all the work that have been through the 3 weeks?
Oh no, you must submit at the deadline. So every week you find the assignments and you find the deadline. The deadline for the current assignment is next week Wednesday, and everybody must submit by Wednesday next week. Once the assignment is closed, you won't find it on the page anymore. You will have, there are people who call in to give an excuse of why they can't meet up with the submission date, but they get like 2 days to get it submitted or uploaded for submission. But basically, you have a due date that you have to keep to. Late submission takes 20 marks from your course, and so there's no batch submission. You submit every week, every 10 days.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. All right, if there are no more questions, let's go into the week's content. And or before we get into the week's content, let me just show you how the site works. And so for those of you who have not gotten into the classroom, you know how the classroom functions. So let me share my screen.
Hello. Hello.
Yes. You asking a question?
Yes. Thank you. I would like to ask this question. First of all, I'm new here. I just and then can I able to ask this question? Number one.
Okay. Your mic is muted. We can't hear you.
Hello.
Hello. Yes.
Asking whether the payment for the course is it before or before to start the course, or in the process of starting the course, or maybe later?
The payment is later by week 5. We are on week 1, so payment is expected by week 5.
Week 5. But when we're actually about to sum up that course.
No, the course is 21 weeks. So
the second question.
You said?
21 weeks.
Yes, this course is 21 weeks. So week 5, we give you the first 5 weeks to evaluate and see if you like it or if you can cope before you make payments.
Oh, okay. The second question is about where do you I registered at this. I'm interested in the computer science, and I'm started from I think the one that I registered is front JavaScript, of which I don't know even where it start from. Can I be able to be guided? Where is it start? Actually, I don't know, but I'm interested to start from there.
Yes, so this one is the perfect beginner's course. We start from the very basics. So as long as you know how to turn on a computer, you don't need any other thing, and we'll teach you everything you need to know.
Okay, his class is always online, or will be sent notes, or we will begin through Zoom meeting?
Yes, so we have the videos pre-recorded every Monday and sent to the classroom. So for those who can't attend, you see the population of the class is almost 200, but we have about less than 10 people here. So some people prefer to watch pre-recorded videos because they might be at work and they cannot attend the live class. So you can decide to watch the videos on Monday that were sent in the classroom, and it's the same thing we are going to teach via Zoom. The difference is that when you are on the live class, you can ask questions when you don't understand something. But when you are watching the videos, there's nobody to ask. Okay?
Okay. Thank you. So the class every Monday is where the class is only every Monday morning.
Yeah, every Monday you get the recorded ones on your page, and every Thursday you come to Zoom meeting like this at the same time.
So it means the class is only scheduled on Mondays and Thursdays.
Yes, Mondays there's no live class, just videos. Thursdays is live.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So every
the video
Thursday
is sent through the.
Okay, so let's demonstrate how the classroom looks so that you'll see all of your questions will be answered, because it seems most people have not gotten into the classroom yet. Okay.
Okay.
So I will share my screen and then I will show you what the classroom is like. So when you registered, you must have seen this page. This is the school page, school.mediagroup.com. And when you want to log in, you log in with your email address that you used to register. And then with your password, you confirm you're not a robot and log in. Once you are on the site, this is the home page for all students. You can watch the Getting Started video here. And this video is going to show you everything, how to submit assignments and where to find information on the page. My enrollments, this table just shows you all the courses you are registered in and the different status of the courses. And then on the right side, you can see calendar for the different courses, where is the current week and when is assignment due. This page is not so relevant. The most relevant page is for you to come to registered courses classroom here. Expand this, go to classrooms, and then select your course code. For this class, your course code is WebDev01-24B. You are batch B of course 1. So you're going to select that, WebDev01-24B, and it takes you into your classroom. You find announcements in the class, you find classroom information here, and then when you scroll down, you'll find the lessons and the resource. So when you click on open file, you find the lecture notes for the week. When you go under lessons, you click on any of the topics, it shows you the pre-recorded video for the lessons that you are to watch. Now you see week 1, lesson 1. When it's next week on Monday, what you now have is week 2 here. If you want to go back and watch previous week's lesson, you either go to watch it on YouTube, which will be left here for you, the YouTube links here, or you come up here and look at expired classes, select your course, 24B, and then you see the list of classes that already expired, but you want to watch them like past week's lesson. So by Monday next week or Tuesday, these lessons will only be available under expired class because they are no longer lessons for the week. So every week, you will come to your classroom and you will find new lessons that are recorded. If you, for any reason, maybe your work does not allow you to be able to join live, it's the same content in the videos that we're going to discuss in the live lessons. If watching here, the video files here can be downloaded. You can click on this ellipsis button and download them. If you have internet speed problems, you can download them and watch later if you want to have a copy of them. If the downloads here are too heavy, you can watch on YouTube and try to download from YouTube, which will be faster for you. The same videos that exist above here is the same videos that exist on YouTube. The difference is that YouTube will always remain for you to view previous lessons, but these lessons expire after the week ends. On the right side here, you find a code, and this is the assignment for the week. Here you'll find the assignment, the date it is due. This is due on the 6th of March. You click on view file for you to open the assignment file. You can see the submission instructions here. And once you open this file and you see the instructions, everything for the assignment is what is discussed in the videos and what we are going to discuss today. Once you are done with your assignment, it's time to submit. You come to this home icon here. You click on coursework submission, and then you select your course, WebDev01-24B. Click on get class, and then submit assignment. When it's time to submit the assignment, you select the assignment code. Sometimes you have 2 assignments on the page and you have 2 codes. So take note of the assignment ID when you are submitting the assignment. It's always on the assignment page. So you submit your assignment ID for the assignment you are submitting. You upload your assignment file there. If you have anything you want to type in here, any optional text, if you were asked to write anything along with the file, this is where you type it in. If you get to week 14 and we start using repositories, you put your repository link here. For now, it's optional. If you want to leave any notes to the graders or the instructors, or maybe there's something about your file you want to talk about, or about the difficulty of the course, or suggestions, you leave your comments here, click on submit, and you are done with submission. Okay. Once you are done, you want to view submissions to make sure that what you submitted is displayed here. Then you are sure you are submitted. When the grades are released, you click on view grades. You're going to find your grade here for each of the assignments. Okay. On this left side, you can also view course catalog here. That will take you to the list of all the courses that we have opened. Now, this is a school structure. We do not flood the place with all many courses at once. We only open new courses every quarter. So the next batch of new courses will be in April. And we have several batches for each course that we open. You will find all the information for all the courses that are opened. We currently have 3 open courses for January to March, and they are this current front-end development with HTML5, CSS3, and JavaScript. We have the back-end development with Python and MySQL, and then we also have advanced Python and production development all running concurrently. If you want to register for any other open course, you click here to register for open course. Once the course is opened, you'll find the register button beside it. If it's not opened, you'll find information about why it is not open. So all the sessions that are currently running are not, buttons are disabled for further registration. Now for your batch, we're closing registration today. And so at the end of today, your batch register button will be disabled because we think we have 3 times the number that we wanted to have, and we don't want more population in the class. Okay. When we have student jobs and internships, this is where you find them. If there's any opened internship position, it's going to be here, or any open job position, it will be here for you to apply. Now, internships are only open to students who have reached a particular week. So past students and students who have crossed at least the first 2 parts of the course. And if you are from course 1, you must have passed week 16 of the course to apply for internship. When internship positions are open, you'll be all alerted to the requirements and who can apply. Internships are of 2 types. We have paid internships if we are placing you on a project, and unpaid internship for people who want to just have real life experience or real world experience of how software development is. So at the courses tab here, you will find my courses, you'll find the courses in progress and the completed courses here. And then we will discuss about assignments and gradebook when we get to that point by week 9. But for now, these are the basics that you need to know to get into the classroom and see what you need to do. So let's just go over the introduction to the course, and then I expect you to watch the videos that are in the classroom so that next Thursday you'll have questions to ask about the week's content. Okay, so the videos are on the page already for you to watch at your time. Every Monday by noon Atlantic Standard Time, which is going to be by night for those of you in East Africa, it will be like 7 p.m. For those of you in Nigeria, it will be 5 p.m. Ghana will be 4 p.m. If you're in Zambia, Zimbabwe, it will be like 6 p.m. East Africa. If you're in Eastern US time, you'll be 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time will be 8 a.m.
How about West?
If you're in Ghana, it's going to be 4 p.m. If you're in
4
Nigeria,
p.m. every Thursday.
Every Monday to get new uploads will be like 4 p.m. on Monday.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay,
and then for the Thursdays, it will be this time. So it will be 2 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, which is going to be 6 p.m. for Ghana. It's going to be 7 p.m. for Nigeria. It's going to be 9 p.m. for people in East Africa. And then it's going to be 8 p.m. I think for those in Zambia, Zimbabwe. So just try to get a time zone converter and convert from Atlantic Standard Time to your country of residence. Okay, so all times I mentioned on the class are Atlantic Standard Time, so it's not the same thing with your time zone. You have to know the difference between the time zones. Okay. All right, so we'll look at the basic structure of an HTML5 document, and then we'll discuss the different parts of the document. I'm going to start up my text editor, and it seems like most of you have not looked at the videos, so it's going to look strange. So I'm not going to go into deep details until next week when you have watched the videos, so that you can actually really follow on properly. Okay, so I'll start up my text editor. Now you can use any text editor you want. If you are using a Windows system, it comes default with Notepad, but you don't have syntax highlighting. I'm using Atom here. The recommended one for you to use is Visual Studio Code. Your lesson notes contains the link for you to download and install Visual Studio Code. So when you go to the classroom, look under resources, download your lesson notes, and follow the instructions to install your text editor if you don't want to use the default one that comes with your system. Okay. When you open your text editor, I already have a folder here where I want to store all my files. And I'm going to create a new file to start. And I'm going to name this file. Let me take this off the screen. So I'll name this file index.html. Okay, so please, can you all mute your mics if you're not talking? All right, so for HTML files, the extension is .html. Now, notice that when you open any file on a computer, there's always an extension. If you open a PDF document, you'll find .pdf. If you open an image, you will always find things like .png or .jpeg or things like that. Those are called file extensions. When you open a web page, you always find an extension .html or .htm. Now, HTML is not a programming language, but it's like a markup language, and it is the standard from which web pages are built. So if you want to build web pages, the first thing you want to learn is HTML. HTML is created using tags, and we're going to look at the tags. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. H is for hyper, T text, and markup and language. For us to write a web page or to create our first web page, the first line is always a doc type declaration. Now, HTML has gone through different versions. We have the version 4, but for HTML5, which is the standard and the best version to use, you always have to have a doc type declaration that tells the browser what version of HTML this is, and also allows different browsers to be able to pass your documents in the same way. We write it with a less than sign, an exclamation mark, doc type, HTML, and close with a greater than sign. So this is always the first line that you must have to start writing the document. Then the next thing you must write is a tag called HTML, like this. Now I'll tell you why we call these tags. In HTML, when you want to write anything we call an element like this, you start with a less than sign, the name of the element, and end with a greater than sign. This we call a start tag. It means this is the beginning of that element or the beginning of that tag. When we start a tag, we will end a tag and we close it. When we want to end it, we will go with a left hand sign, followed immediately by a /, the name of the element, and a greater than sign. Now, we are going to learn several elements that makes up the web page, depending on the design you want to have for your page. But what we are creating now is a basic template that we will use to build other web pages. So the first line is to have a doc type declaration like this. You don't need to understand it, just know that this is what you must write. So it's just like you have a mathematical formula, the formula never changes. The same thing with this. This is what you must write first. And then you have the start HTML tag and the end HTML tag. Once you have this, you now start writing your elements. Now there are two parts to an HTML document. We have the head part and we have the body part. For the head part, everything you write there are like metadata. They're not displayed on the web page. Then we have the body part where everything you want to display on your web page goes in. For us to write the two parts, we have to write it between the start and the end HTML elements, and we'll create the tag called head, and then we end head. And then several other elements will come between the start and end head tag. Now, after we end the head, we start the body, and then we end the body. And several other elements will come between the start and end body tags.
Good evening, ma.
Yeah, good evening. You have a question? Yeah. Any question?
Please, after I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
Please, the doc type, is it always compulsory to have it on your editor before you start with the development?
Yes, that's the first thing you must write. That's the standard. So we don't want to learn with bad habits. This is the best standard and the first thing you must write on every HTML document. This is not an HTML element, but it must be there for the browsers to be able to pass your documents the same way.
I learned of late the latest browsers, they are able to determine it themselves that it is an HTML listing.
Yes, because it's now the default language for web browser.
Even if you don't bring the doc type, the web browser will still be able to identify it that it's an HTML.
Yeah, but that's for modern browsers. So you are not going to be doing backward compatibility. So that's why you always put the standard, because you'll be very surprised how many old browsers still exist out there, how many systems still have very outdated browsers. And that is where the problem will start. And it will seem like your site does not display well across browsers and devices. So you always want to put this just because of backward compatibility. If you have the most recent version of most of these browsers, a lot of these rules, and since HTML became the default language for the web page, browsers know it is the default. So you don't need to tell them it is HTML anymore. But imagine someone using an older browser, the browser does not know. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And so when you have
another question is, please, what's the difference between element and the tag? Element and the tag.
Okay, so when we talk about elements, we're calling, so it's just like saying the name of something is the element. When we talk about tags, it means we're putting them around the less than and the greater than sign.
Is that the less than and then the greater than sign? They are the tags.
They are the tags. So anything that comes between the less than sign and greater than sign, this becomes
they are the elements.
So we have the elements in the tag.
Inside, okay, thank you.
So we have the head element, and we'll now create the head tag with it. When you put the less than and greater than around the element, it becomes a tag.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And so once you have the HTML, the head and the body, you have your basic web page template. Now there are things that come in the head area, and there are things that come in the body area. Every tag that comes in the head area will not display on your web page. Everything that you want displayed will come in the body area of the page. Yeah, anybody has a question before we start looking at what comes in the head and in the body?
Okay, can I ask?
Yes.
So as the word head, does it sound like normally in English as a language or as a subject? Head there, does it have anything to do with the topic or the theme of the website itself? If we are trying to develop.
Yeah, when you said the head, actually, yes, a lot of things that, yeah, you can actually look at it like when we say head in English, or head, like the head of the house, holds a lot of information and controls a lot of stuff. So you can actually do a lot of control things in the head area. But those things do not display on the page. You can put the title display on the browser window, the metadata information to search engines and all those kind of information. But on the web page, it is not going to be there, but it controls a lot of things about the web page.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Hello.
Yes.
Although I'm new, can I able to ask, is this the first session of this, the basic one to start this HTML, or there's another lesson before?
This is the first one. This is the first.
Oh, thank you. If it is the one I'm catching.
Okay. So in this head part, we have different elements that we can put. Now you notice that we have a start tag and an end tag, right? There are some elements we call void elements in HTML that do not have end tags. They only have start tags. Now there is no rule to why some have and some do not have. You just get to learn which ones don't have as we go along. The void elements do not really display things, but they hold information or attributes that provide additional information. Like if we have something like the link tag, it doesn't do anything on the page, but it holds the link to an external sheet. Or we have the image tag. The image tag doesn't do anything, but it holds the source or the link to the image you want to put in there. Those are void elements. They do not have closing tag because they do not have anything between them. In the head area, we have some tags that are void and some that have a close tag. When we say void, it means that it only has a start tag, it doesn't have a closing tag. One of such elements is the base tag, written base, like this. The base element doesn't have a close tag. You can self-close by putting a / after you write it like this. Now again, with things changing and with browsers being advanced, there are sometimes that even the ones with close tag, you don't need to close. But for the purpose of you writing exams, taking technical exams for jobs, you want to just learn it properly and know what the rules are. And then when you become a developer, you can switch the rules according to your production environment. But it's best we learn things the proper way so that you have the complete information to be able to pass external exams. Okay? Now, when you develop also, you want to bear in mind people with disability. You don't want your site not to be friendly to the blind or people that are deaf or people that are going to be using assistive devices. And because these devices read these tags, you want to use the appropriate tags where they are needed. You want to open and close tags the way they're supposed to be closed, and you want to use them for what they are meant for, so that people that uses screen readers and the rest will be able to get the correct information from your site. We have another tag called the link tag. This is also a void element. It does not have a close tag. We're going to discuss what each of these tags are used for. In the head area also, we can use the script tag. And the script tag is the tag that holds all your scripts or the link to external JavaScript file. And we're going to look at JavaScript in part 3 of the course. This is not a void element. It has a close tag, which means between the start and the end, you write your script. And if you don't have a script to write and you want to put an external script, then you put the source in the start tag, and it's going to take the source from the file you put there. We're going to look at this later on. Now, the script tag can come in the head area, it can come in the body, anywhere on the page. Sometimes you find it in the head area. Most times you find it at the bottom of the body area based on what the script holds. When we get there, we're going to discuss why we place them in different places on the web page. We have the style tag. So assuming you want to put a style on the page, you want the style to apply to just this page alone, we use the style tag. We start style and we end style like this. Between the start and end style tag, we write all our CSS. So next week, we are introducing cascading style sheet, where we discuss how to style web pages.
Yes, a brief question.
Yes.
I'm saying because when we started, you said these elements are self-enclosing.
Yeah.
So they don't have to close. But I'm seeing with it is different with the style, the one you're.
Yes.
Yeah, and the
yeah.
We are closing. The other ones we are self-enclosing. Can you please explain?
Okay, so that's why I said there are no rules to why some tags open and some tags have closed tags and some don't have closed tags. It's just like a rule, like you have mathematical formulas. Some tags do not close. These tags that do not close do not have any information between them. All you need those tags for, like these ones that don't close, is just to put an attribute to provide a link to something. So there's no information going between any start and end, so it's self-enclosed. But when we have the style tag, between the start and the end, you want to put style information. And so it has a close tag because you are putting information between the tag. So if I'm going to be writing something outside here like this, so this will have a close tag. But because the link tag is not designed for you to have information between, it doesn't have a close tag because you are not going to be writing anything, just the tag. And then you're going to use something we call attributes to specify information inside of the tag.
Okay, I understand. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we have another tag called the title tag. And the title tag is the tag where you use to write the title that you display on your browser window. So sometimes when you have a web page, if you go to the home page, you will find home on the browser window. If you go to the about page, you see about written on your browser window. You set this with the title tag like this. Between the start and end title tag, maybe you want to say home and put the information home there. Okay. So we're going to try to write something here and then open the web page to see how we display the web page. In the body area, I'll just write anything here. You don't need to understand this now because we'll discuss it. Okay. And then once you are done, we've written something here. We put a title in the head, and then we came here in the body part, and we wrote something we want to display. Now it's time for us to look at this web page and how to open it. Now I'll go to the location where I have this file on my desktop, I think. And let's go to the desktop, and I have it here. I want to open this with, let's say with Google Chrome. You can open with any of the 5 major browsers. I want to use Chrome, and it opens, and I have it displayed here. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Now, if you take note, you'll see home is written on the browser window here because home is what I wrote here as a title. If I change this to about, and I save this, and I go back to that page, and I refresh, I'll find about written here. So this is what we use the title tag to do. Okay. So we use it to write what we want on the browser window. And then you can see that what we wrote in the body area is displayed on the web page. So that is how we use the web page. So to recap, we start every HTML document with a doc type declaration, and then we have the HTML tag, start and end tag. And between the start and end HTML tag, we have 2 parts, the head part and the body part. The head part holds meta information that is not displayed on the web page, and the body part holds all of the things you want displayed on the web page. In the head part also, we have something we call the meta tag, which is also a void element, and this is the one we use to set page description, author of the information, everything we need for search engine, the things that when you search a particular site on Google and you have an information, this is where you set those information. using the meta tag. Okay. We're already out of time for this week's lesson, and I noticed.
Please, can you come again with the meta tag? You said when you do it.
So meta tag holds different information: the page description, the name of the author, information for search engine. And so when you like Google a particular website, or let's say you go to Google and you want to search for something, the search is indexed mostly by the information you use in this meta tags. So if you search something, for instance, and you said the name of something, and Google gives you the list of things, and you click on any one, sometimes you see some information written under the title for you to be able to click and see, okay, this one has the information I want, so let me click and read about it. Those things are set in the head area meta tag. So the page description, keywords that you want search engines to use, everything is set up here. So when they tell you about search engine optimization, this is one of the places where you set it, and where people search for something, your site comes up quickly, you set it up with the meta area here. Okay, it's a void element, and so it just takes attributes. You can self-close, or you can just leave it like this.
Okay, right. I also wanted to just a clear information about how I get to see this on the web browser. Just do it again, please.
Okay, so when you start the course, right, you can come to, let me go to my desktop. You can come to your desktop here and create a new folder, right? You know how to create a folder, and you can name the folder anything you want. Let's say I name this folder, let me rename the folder first before I open it. So you name this folder anything, let's say trial, for instance, or your name. So you have this folder here you have created, and inside this folder you want to use this folder for all of the work you are doing and the practice. When you come to your text editor, depending on which one you are using, you can come to add project folder, and I want to add the trial I created here, so that all the files I'm doing now, I want to be putting them in this folder. So I can come here and create a new file, and I name the file index.html like I did the last time, and I said I want all my files for the work to be here, so you can see index.html file here. I can just copy this over instead of rewriting it and paste here, and I have my file here, index.html here. So I'll put a title here so I can illustrate again. And then once you are done, you want to open this file, you come back to the place where the file is, and let's say this file is called trial. So I'm going to look on my desktop, I'm going to look for trial is here, and then I find the file index.html. I'll right click and I'll open with whatever browser you want, Safari, Chrome, and I'll click on the browser I want to use, and then it opens the web page in your browser.
Okay. So right. So another question is, I have this work I've been given, okay, through the class, the assignment we have. So assignment has question by question. Like this might be number one question.
Yeah.
With it, you do the question separately, or you go on adding a question by question and you do one project?
Yeah, you do one project and then you copy and paste. So the assignment say create a web page, and the name of the web page will be your first name _ last name. So in that folder that you have created, you create a new file. So let's say first name will be your first name. So let me just use first name as a placeholder _ last name .html. So you've answered number one. You have created the file. Second thing is said that on this place you want to have your basic HTML code, which is the template here. This is always the template you use to start any page. And then that's what number two says, right? On the page, you want to have a meta tag and give the page a description. So if you watch the video for the content, you'll see how to give a page a description using a meta tag. We're supposed to do that today, but we're out of time for another class. And so we're going to do that next Thursday. But all the videos you have on the page contains all the information you need to complete the assignment. Okay, so you're going to put the meta tag here. And then you answer the second question. The third question says the title of the page should be first page. So you know how to use the title tag to put the title there. And then it asks that your name should be italics, highlighted, and the rest. So I'll give you a video of the last class, the last class for batch A, and because we're out of time, and I want you guys to go into the classroom, watch those videos, watch the last batch, join the WhatsApp group. You have difficulties, ask questions before the assignment deadline. Edmond is here. You are always able to book a one-on-one class, one-on-one at 30 minutes per week for everybody. So if you have questions, you can decide you are free on a Monday, you have 30 minutes, you send Edmond a message, he will give you a time slot, you join Zoom, and he teaches you one-on-one for you to understand any difficulties that you have. Okay, slots sometimes are competitive because there are so many students, and so you have to book early. Okay, yeah. Okay, so after the meeting in the WhatsApp group, I will leave links to more YouTube videos for you to watch, and you need to watch the videos in the classroom so that our next lessons can go faster and you'll have a basic understanding before you come for the classes. All right?
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. So we're going to discuss more about the head and the body area next week, along with next week's content. Thank you everyone for joining, and if there are no more questions, I hope you have a great weekend ahead and a happy new month ahead.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.